In this video, we're going to talk about research plan. Research plan is different from a research proposal. A research proposal is more detailed. You get into details. You have to explain in details about your research. But a research plan, it's an outline. It's an outline that shows what you intend to research on. And oftentimes a research plan is required when you're applying for masters by research, and then research proposal is for PhD or MPhil. I will explain what you should add in your research plan and how you should structure your research plan. But before I do that, I want to talk about the scholarship application document tool. Please get your tool. The link is there in the description. This tool will help you to write your own scholarship application documents, your CV, your statement, your personal statement, including your research plan. You will find some prompts and templates that will help you to craft your own documents, winning scholarship documents. So get it through the link in the description. I've already explained that a research plan is an outline of what you propose to research on. So let's have a look at what you should include in your research plan. The first thing is the title. You need a title. You need a clear, conscious working title that reflects your proposed study. You should not be fixated on the title. Don't overthink your title. Don't spend too much time thinking about the title, because your title will change, might change when after you have been admitted into the program and you have met your supervisor and you brainstorm. You might find that the title might change. So that's why I call it a working title. Have a working title, and your title should not be too long. Don't write a paragraph. Don't try to squeeze everything about your research in the title. It should just be conscious. It should just capture what you intend to research on. The next thing is your introduction and background. You need to introduce your issue or your topic. What is it that you are trying to research on? And then highlight why it's important. Give context. You should give context to the person who will be reading your research plan. Assuming your research plan will be read by someone who is not in your field, who understands nothing about your field, you should give them context. Your research plan should be understood by a person who is not even in your field. You need to explain what has been done currently regarding your topic or your issue. What gaps did you identify in the literature, and what new information are you trying to bring? What gap are you trying to address? So, this is your introduction or your background. And then justification. Why is your research important? Why should we waste time on reading about your research? Or if you are looking for a supervisor and say submit your research plan, why should they bother about your research? So you have to be in a position to explain why your research is important and how does it relate to your country or your region. What impact is your research going to make socially, academically, or in practice? The next thing is the methodology, which is the most important part of your research plan. How are you going to conduct your research? And it should be practical methodology. Are you going to do qualitative? Are you going to do quantitative? Are you going to do mixed method? How are you going to collect your data? Do you intend to do interviews, focus groups, or surveys? And how are you going to analyze your data? If you're doing quantitative, what software are you going to use to analyze your data? What sort of software are you going to use to analyze your qualitative data? So you have to be explicit with that. Mention the population, sampling, and ethical consideration. So you have to put that in writing for your methodology. The next thing is your timeline. You have to explain how you plan to complete your research within the program duration. If your program is 1 year or your program is 2 years, your master's is 2 years or 1 year, you have to have a timeline of how you are going to complete your studies, your research studies. When are you going to collect data? When are you going to apply for research ethics? When are you going to analyze your data? What exactly are you going to do during your study? So you should have a timeline of your research. And then you add references. Of course, you have to acknowledge other people's work. You have to cite. You can use APA, Harvard, or any referencing style. It's best to use a referencing tool so that you don't miss any reference, or you don't make any mistake in your referencing, but you should have a list of the reference or the literature that you referred to. And if you need me to review your research plan, please book through the link in the description. I will not just review your research plan, I will review other application documents that you have, your personal statement, your essays, and provide feedback, constructive feedback, so that you can refine your documents before you submit. All the best with your applications.